Hello, I'm Captain Iceblock. My hero pool consists of all the heroes named Storm Spirit, and here's what I do. Basic guides, advanced guides, Storm vs X, and replay analysis. And I sometimes stream, and coach, and analyze your replays. To support the content, you can get one of those services, or just buy me a cup of coffee on Patreon. And with all that said, let's go.
Storm clouds are gathering!
But first, a sponsored message from myself. And as promised, this is the last time you see this one. What started out as a one-time replay analysis soon grew into another amateur video on Storm, then another, and before you know it, now we have a full channel dedicated to dissecting not only Storm, but other heroes and mechanics in the most comprehensible manner. It was a tiny side project, but now it's becoming my full-time hobby, as I have also started educational Storm streams, coaching, and replay analysis requests. Eventually, I'm hoping that one day some of my income will come exactly from what I love to do the most, playing Storm and teaching the good people. There are a lot of topics prepared to be discussed, and many more will arise in the future, and these videos will forever remain free. If you find these useful, entertaining, or just appreciate what I do, it would mean a lot to me if you'd visit my Patreon page and consider a small donation. In return for your investment, I am offering a free coaching and replay analysis at your convenience, and until next year, as a discount, you get twice as much uses. Thank you so much for being part of our community. So today, we'll try to learn some decision-making habits. During each match, a player would constantly update his game plan. Most common and well-understood method is thinking of long-term future actions. This consists of things like what items should be bought, when does a hero come online, what play adjustments should be made in regards to the hero draft, what are conditions that enable pushing, rushing, sieging high ground, etc. Then there's the short-term future actions, which is mostly deciding whether or not to join a fight, what next farming point to occupy, how to best utilize smoke, selecting the ward spots, executing push, siege, roche, etc. And today, we are going to cover a third decision-making point, the next 5 seconds. We will call these decision-making points moments. At any given time, a player might be presented with situations that require immediate reaction. These moments would include performing a gank, avoiding a gank, team fights, skill and item usage, positioning, etc. How many possible outcomes a player might see will depend on his general experience, map awareness, and game sense. Generally, when making split-second decisions, the most common factors to consider are health pools of everyone involved in the action, knowledge how fast you can kill a certain hero and how fast another hero can kill you, spells, items and their cooldowns, location on the map, how fast can the rest of your team or the enemy team get to you. There can be more unique scenarios in each moment, but starting to look for these 4 should put you on the right path. And if you feel like it's too overwhelming for you to grasp all this information during a live moment, try pausing a replay at a certain point, assess all the possibilities, and see what you could have done differently. For this video, we'll look at some moments from Storm's perspective, but the thought process can be applied to every hero. First, let's consider the draft. Enemy team has a Void, which is a hero that builds Shadowblade and will mostly aim to catch Storm in the chrono. Our team has no hero that can scale well and transition into the carry, so Storm dying would most likely lead to lost team fights and objectives. Having this information, I know my gameplay plan at all 3 levels, long-term, short-term and momentary, will include playing around one sphere and depending on my team to create chaos and distraction.
Are fortified.
So our first moment comes at this moment. What will happen in the next 5 seconds? Void will chrono me. What are my options? Stay there and get chronoed, or zip out. Let's analyze the situation. I am level 12, I have threats, I am full HP. Looking at the minimap, everyone is busy except for Troll. Any incoming teleports from either team would take a long time. Assuming Troll doesn't show up to throw some ranged axes, I will take my chances to eat this chrono. I am confident I can survive it, and a Void without chrono is just free space for our team. So during this moment, I switch my threats to strength, pre-place Remnant for Void, and prepare to zip out if he decides to chrono me. Troll did show up, but got stuck in the chrono, allowing me to complete my little mission and barely escape. Our next moment comes right after. Troll decides to chase Storm into the jungle. In this case, I got reverse baited into thinking Troll would do the smart thing and try not to chase Storm, who has enough mana to completely escape. But alas, here we are. So now that we have identified what Troll will do for the next 5 seconds, let's consider our options again. Zip up a cliff and teleport right away. That's the safe play. Or pretend to waste my mana and lead Troll deeper into our jungle, where my team can easily teleport to the shrine and collect this gold reward. I choose the latter option.
Radiant structures are fortified.
However, some moments will depend on how aware your team is, which means sometimes plans will have to be abandoned.
Double damage.
For our third moment, we get a brief glimpse of Void showing up on the minimap. Common sense tells us to just zip out of this general area to avoid the risk of dying to him. But what I do instead is by quickly confirming that Void is in fact alone and allies are very close, I swap my boots to their strength version and wait for Void to show up. Best case scenario, we will kill the Void. Worst case scenario, Void kills me and dies, in which case I still farm faster than him, which makes it a favorable trade. During this mission, another situation presented itself. If by the time Chrono ended Storm is alive, we now have two options: zip out or use Vortex for immediate disable. Since I know my team will follow up, I stand my ground.
Told you a storm was coming!
And here's a bit different example of the next 5 seconds. Watch the minimap. What do we see? Monkey King is clearing the wave, while another wave is about to meet. We have just witnessed a moment manifest itself. Whether Monkey leaves now or finishes another wave, the enemy creeps will either way begin pushing towards our base with just a number advantage. Quick analysis of the situation and best course of action for maximized farm is to clear the big camp while waiting for the enemy wave to present itself on the platter.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Moving on to the fifth moment. As of right now, I could absolutely lay waste to the enemy team. Full HP, half the mana pool with a decent regen. However, instead of spending the next 5 seconds beating down the enemies, I spot Void on the minimap. Initial plan immediately changes. My life is now more important than getting some kills on underfarmed enemies, so I instead retreat, with hopes that Void will choose another easier target. At the same time, I am saving my mana in case Void chronos someone else, and after that I can counter-initiate. By having his main target walk away, Void decided not to engage at all. Lives saved. And this particular moment is an example of double planning. I'm setting up my next moment to be the Monkey King pickoff, which should hopefully bait Void to my place for counter-initiation. If successful, not only will this create space for my team, but at the same time waste Void's own farm. So within the next 5 seconds, we are creating and executing a short-term objective.
Over here! Make you pay for this. You had your warning!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Here I am! Over here now! Looking for me?
Some moments will be fairly simplistic, just acting when the right conditions present themselves. This can be when your allies initiate, or you find yourself in the position for the pickoff.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Monster kill! No whining now!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And some moments won't even be dictated by the player. Surprise engagement will require re-evaluating every condition from scratch. In this final example, while I can completely overpower Void, who just wasted a chrono on me without his Mask of Madness, I choose not to, considering I am way out of position for my team to reach me, and by now the enemy team is surely creeping in. The best course of action is to bail.
Looking for me? Where's the party?
And this concludes our today's topic. Let's hope you all learned something new, and good luck.